is how I like to do it. So you can obviously do any type of pass you want. I'm just gonna go into the knee cut. Now when I get here, I like to do what we call park the car. So I'm going to bring my hips back to force their hips to face the other side, okay? So the reason that I want to do this is to make it harder for them to recover from the side control, because they're going to be going crazy trying to recover the guard, trying to get this knee in to get out and to recover their guard. So if I'm here and I keep my hip super tight to their hip and I walk back using my feet on the mat to make their hips go the other direction, it's gonna take much longer for them to recover, switch their hips, try to start looking for the underhook and get their guard back. Okay, so this is gonna give me time to go here and then stabilize my side control. So let's just see that one more time, but let's turn the other way. Okay, so I just passed the guard. Now, I want both feet on the mat. I'm gonna push into them a lot to keep this connection hip to hip here. And when I do this, I don't want the bottom leg leading. I want my back leg on top like this, okay? So that I have really good base. So I'm just gonna use my feet on the mat to walk them back. And then they might be trying to get a frame here. They might be trying to get this elbow to the mat. So I like to use my hand on the tricep to kind of put their arm on my thigh so that I can then isolate this arm and get to a nice side control, just like this, okay? So, let's do it again. Once I isolate that arm and get to a nice side control, I've got a good cross face, I've got my hand like grabbing their kind of lat area, and I'm here. This is when I like to start working for mount, because I feel like I have a really good control. If I'm in side control and I don't have this arm isolated and they're kind of framing on me, I don't feel like it's safe to go to mount position, because someone who's really good will make a lot of space probably when I'm trying to go to mount, and maybe even as I'm trying to get my leg over, they'll get me to half guard, or they'll just make space and recover. So I don't like to do the transition to mount position unless I'm in a really good tight side control right here. So you can be here, or I'll also do this from like double underhooks position. This is good too. But for now, let's just start from here. All right, so when I go, I like to start by just going knee on belly. Now, if you want to get points in this position, you have to bring this leg up. So you can do that, get your points, and then come back down. But whenever I do this, I like to spread them out. Because usually whenever I'm trying to go to mount, they're trying to bring their legs up and stay really tight, or they're doing the defense where they bring this leg up. Yeah, something like this. So I like to stretch them out so that I have space to get the mount position. So I'm gonna do that by pushing down with the knee and pushing up with my underhook, okay? So I'm gonna go like this. Push down and bring up, okay? So now I have all this space to then just bring my foot up and block the hip and get into the mount position, okay? There's different ways to get to mount, but for me, this feels really good because I can use my foot to constantly block their hip so that they can't get me into half guard and try to recover. I can use both feet on the hips to kind of keep control and then start walking up into a high mount. So once you get to mount, your goal is to get into a nice high mount, like even double underhook like this, to make them really uncomfortable. If you're in a low mount and they have their elbows here, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to start going for submissions like arm bars, that kind of thing, because they're gonna be staying super tight here and they're gonna be trying to buck and like get you out of position. So the reason I like to do it this way is because I feel like I already have a pretty high mount on this side So then I feel like it's a little bit easier for me to come out and get up here to a high mount. So one more time. We're here in our nice tight side control. We go knee on belly. I'm gonna stretch using my knee pushing down, my arm going up, and then I'm just gonna bring my knee like in their armpit here and use my feet to control their hips. So the attack that I like to do from this position is the arm bar. But when I do it, I don't like to fall back. I like to stay like sitting on top of them. I feel like I just have more control, and it's a lot more uncomfortable for them because you're like, basically all your weight is on their chest. So the way I like to do that, once I get a good high mount, I like to go in between the arms and grab the tricep here. And then I like to bring it across their body and then block it off with my chest like this, so they can't pull it back. So I bring it across, block with my chest. Now I'm just gonna bring this knee up even higher, and then I'm gonna bring the other leg around to the S mount. So this can be kind of a hard transition for people, but I like to use this hand that I'm posting with to kind of shift my weight to make this leg light as I'm transitioning to the S mount. So I'm gonna go here, my weight is in my knee and my arm, and then I'm just scooping up their other arm with this leg, okay? And now my weight is on top of them. I don't wanna be here. Then they can start trying to buck and escape. I want to be sitting on them. Like, you want them to be super uncomfortable, okay? You want all their weight, your weight, like on their chest, like this, and squeezing really tight with your legs. Now to go for the arm, I'm just going to grab the wrist of the arm that I'm controlling the tricep, and I'm just gonna bring my knee across like this, and I'm gonna finish the arm bar here, okay? Now, the reason I like to grab the wrist is so that they can't like try to connect their hands together. It's gonna be a lot harder for them to connect their hands if I'm here on the end of their arm. It'll be easier for me to finish. Now, sorry, let him breathe a little bit. All right, so that's if they're not defending super hard by like locking their arms. Sometimes if I get to this position and I go really fast, they don't have a chance to like get super tight and defend it. But a lot of times they will get really tight, and this may be hard to dig out. So when that happens, I like to switch to this top arm, because at the moment they're not really protecting it, right? They're protecting this bottom arm. They think they're gonna get arm barred here. So this top arm is kind of exposed. So if I can't dig out this arm that I was originally going for, I'll go here, grab the tricep of the other arm. I'll kind of lift my hips and use my feet to rotate, and I'll go for the other arm. Okay, so I'll just switch sides. So it's kind of hard to see, but I'm basically like, I'm in S mount, right? I'm just using my feet to kind of come up and just switch to S mount on the other side. So those are the attacks that I like to do from the mount position. Hope you guys like it.